It seems to me that in looking at these questions of stereotypes, addressing stereotypes, getting them out of the way so that we can all move on, sit down at the same table, and start speaking. Start speaking of ourselves, start speaking of our shared joys, our shared problems, and taking shared delight in those joys and seeking shared solution in those problems. And that it is not the questions that are really the problem. To me, it seems that the chief problem, the chiefest of problems, is the presumption that those questions have already been answered. The presumption that we already know. Um, I'll I'll say up front that I know very little of the history of Jordan. I know very little of the aspects that make its culture distinct from its neighbors, and I know very little of the ways in which those cultural decisions, those cultural influences, alter the lives, aesthetics, values of the individual citizens. I just don't know. And I think that's important. I think it's very important to be able to say, I don't know, instead of proceeding blindly with the assumption that some vague assignment of values to Islam, to the Arab world, is sufficient for me to engage with you, to engage with someone else, as if I already know them, as if I already know where they came from, as if I already know what they hold to be important, or how to approach them, or how to talk to them, or what we may have in common or may not have in common. I think one of the real challenges is getting us to admit that we just don't know.